Imagine holding the power to decide who lives and who dies. What if you had the ability to rid the world of evil and create a new order? Light Yagami did exactly that, and today we'll uncover the dark secrets behind his methods. But before we proceed, show your desire to the universe by liking this video, subscribing, and dropping a comment saying, "I am a genius." I will personally like your comment to show that you are fully ready. Chapter 1. The Mind of a Genius. To be like Light Yagami, you have to start by cultivating an unmatched level of intelligence and strategy. Light wasn't just smart, he was a mastermind. He understood that intelligence alone wasn't enough. What truly set him apart was his ability to anticipate and manipulate situations. Light was always 3 steps ahead of everyone, including the brilliant Detective L. He didn't just react, he controlled the entire game. How can you achieve that? It's not just about being book smart. Light Yagami spent hours mastering psychology, law, and criminology, so he could think like both a criminal and a detective. To truly emulate him, you must sharpen your mind to predict outcomes and learn to manipulate your surroundings. Always be aware of what motivates others and learn how to exploit those motivations for your own gain. Chapter 2. Cold logic, no emotion. Light wasn't held back by emotions. He was willing to sacrifice anyone who got in his way, even people he cared about. While most people are guided by their emotions, Light knew that emotions are weaknesses. He made decisions purely based on logic and never hesitated when it came to his goals. If you want to be like Light, you need to train yourself to separate emotion from reason. Imagine someone you trust standing in your way. Could you sacrifice them for your ultimate goal? Light could. He saw the world as a chessboard, and everyone in it was just a piece to be moved. You need to learn to think this way if you want to reach the level of dominance he achieved. Chapter 3. The Power of Secrecy. One of Light's greatest strengths was his ability to keep secrets and maintain multiple personas. In public, he was the perfect student, but in the shadows, he was Kira, a feared and merciless judge. This duality allowed him to manipulate everyone around him without raising suspicion. To be like Light, you need to master the art of deception. You must learn how to hide your true intentions, to wear different masks depending on who you are with. Always be aware of how you are perceived, but never reveal your real self. Just like Light, your true thoughts and plans should remain hidden from everyone. Chapter 4. Control the narrative. Light. Yagami controlled not just the people around him, but also the narrative of the world. He used fear and manipulation to bend the world to his will, making people worship him as Kira. He understood that people are easily influenced by symbols of power. If you want to walk in Light's footsteps, you need to learn how to control the narrative around you. What do people believe about you? How can you use that belief to your advantage? Light didn't just control his enemies, he controlled how the world viewed him. He manipulated public perception to the point where people believed in him as a god. You must learn to shape your image and make others believe in what you want them to. Chapter 5. The Consequences of Absolute Power. Now here's where things get real. With great power comes great responsibility. But Light wasn't interested in that. He was only interested in absolute control, and that hunger eventually led to his downfall. He became so obsessed with his power that he lost sight of everything else. He thought he was untouchable, but in the end, his ego destroyed him. So, what's the lesson here? To be like Light Yagami, you must always be aware of the cost of your ambitions. Power can corrupt even the greatest minds, and if you're not careful, you might lose everything in your quest for dominance. Light's biggest mistake was believing he could be a god, without realizing the price he'd have to pay. Conclusion. To truly be like Light Yagami, you need to think ahead, control your emotions, and never hesitate to make difficult decisions. But remember, chasing power has its risks, and if you're not careful, you could become a villain in your own story. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment saying, I am a genius. I'll personally like your comment to show you're ready for greatness.